Monday night, 7 o'clock. And a special prize for one of you that answers the question, what looks different now than my other broadcasts? So I just want to see how observant you are. And so we're going to talk about crate training right now. There's a lot of people out there that are getting new puppies, getting dogs from rescue groups and shelters. And while it's all well and good that you're home right now, we all know what's going to happen when you go back to work. The dog is going to need to be crated, so we might as well train it now. Some people find the thought of crate training a dog to be terrible. It's not terrible, in my opinion. First of all, it's great for house training. It's great for travel in your vehicle. I never let my dogs in a car unless they are in a crate. It's not safe. It would be like, you having a child and having them unseat belted. I mean, come on, it's okay. It's okay to crate them. If the dog needs to go to the vet and they need to stay overnight, they need to be crated. You can't have them freaking out because not only are they at the vet, but now they're also crated and they've never been crated. They've also, let's say your dog has to go to the groomer. Years ago, I used to be a groomer, and this one brought this husky in, 2 huskies, and they had never been crated before, unbeknownst to me, and they bent the metal bars of the crates that I had and were vomiting blood. That's how freaked out they were. So I called the owner and I said, you have to come and get your dogs, and I would highly recommend you take the dogs to the vet because the dogs were vomiting blood. And obviously they never came back. But crate training is just really, really important. Let's say you have multiple dogs like I do, and you want to avoid dog fights at meal times. What's wrong with feeding them in their crate? I mean, it's a great, or let's say you're eating and you haven't trained your dog yet to be calm around, feeding and not jumping all over you and trying to get into your plate. What's wrong with crating them? I do all of these things. I also, because I have multiple dogs, every time I get a new dog, the new dog is always crated for the first 2 weeks because I just want to make sure. And because I don't want dog fights in the middle of the night. So it's a really good tool to use for many, many different things. The easiest way, especially if you have a puppy, first of all, if you have a puppy from a reputable breeder, they will most likely have already started crate training your puppy before you even get them. And that's one of the reasons why you want to go to a reputable breeder. Many, many reasons to go to a reputable breeder. And the simplest way, and this is what I do with all my dogs, every single dog that I've ever, bought or rescued, I just feed them their meals in the crate. And then total positive associations. They fly to their crates, and it's easy. It's so pathetically easy. So all you would do, or let's say you have a puppy, and they have no bad experiences with the crate whatsoever. Just feed them in their crate. Put their bowl down and feed them in their crate. And you can even split their meal up into 3 or 4 different portions, so you get 3 or 4 different reps. You get more reps. Like, oh, they see the bowl. They're going to start to run to the crate. And, I mean, that's what these guys do. I hold up the bowl, and they just run into the crate, and they wait there. So if you've got a brand new puppy, easiest way to do it. Some of you may have a dog that you're not sure about. So it's very, very simple. This is what I do. So I toss a treat in. Bread. Okay, this is pretty funny. So honey, I don't know what, honey, the crate's right there, go. Good boy. And then there we go. So what I do, because I've worked with a lot of dogs that people say, oh, they'll never go in the crate, they'll never go in the crate. There we go. So you see how he's, so yeah, in the beginning, I missed, bad timing. Okay, come on out. So I give them a cookie for coming out. And then I wait till he goes in. There you go, good boy. I give him a bunch of treats, come on out. I invite him out. Now he does have a Go Kennel cue. But there we go. And then I give him treats, and then when he stays in there, I give him a couple more, and then when he's done, okay, come on out. Brent, you ate it. There you go. There we go, good boy. And you notice I'm standing to the side. I am using a soft crate. Normally I have a Kennel in the bedroom, but it was too heavy for me to lift, and this was easier. And then, but you can always start to close the door. Good boy. There we go. Good job. So, and then you can start to close the door. And if you're using a metal crate or a Kennel, you can, you can shove cookies in the top if it's a metal crate, or in the front if it's a Kennel. And, start to close the door. Start to close the door. But always stand to the side, and always give them permission to come out. There you go, good boy. I was working with a horse years ago who supposedly would not load onto the trailer. And you see how he's waiting there? So I'm gonna, because he's not coming out, he has the opportunity. I'm not blocking him in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, so this horse had been beaten severely for not loading into a trailer. I mean, so of course, the associations were very, very bad. So what I did, it took us, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes. And unfortunately, okay, good. This was before we had, personal video cameras. So I didn't videotape it. So what we did was we walked the horse up. Okay. We walked the horse up to the trailer, and the horse kind of leaned forward a little bit, and I clicked, and I gave her a cookie, and then I asked her to back away from the trailer, and she's like, really? And I said, yeah, and I clicked and treated, and she's like, wow. And this is the horse talking to me. So then she came up a little less tentatively to the little ramp, and she put a foot on it and started to lean forward, and I clicked, and I gave her a cookie, and then I asked her to back off. And within really 40 to 45 minutes, we had this dog, by letting her know she could come out, okay, she was more than willing to go into the trailer. So we actually, it was relatively quick. 40 minutes, 45 minutes, that's pretty quick. For an animal that had been brutalized to try to get this horse onto the trailer, it was really simple. Because once we had her going in, she was heavily reinforced, and then again, we asked her to back up, and she got to the point where she's like, no, it's all right, I'll stay here. So anyway, so as your dog is going into, there you go. Oops, I missed. As your dog is going in, go to bed, and then you can name it whatever. Brand came with go to your bed as a cue, so I just keep using it with him. Go to bed, and then give him a bunch of treats. Come on out. There you go. Go to bed. So again, I'm saying go to bed as he's going in. You do that, I don't know, 10, 15 reps, and then you'd say, go to bed, and then you give a bunch of treats. So you'd start to say it before the behavior happens. Okay, come on out. Go to bed. Good. He can be in any room in the house, because his crate is in my bedroom. And, okay, come on out. And I say go to your bed, and he'll race to his crate. Go to bed. And again, thank you very much, Kelly from Echo, East Coast Herding Dog Organization. Go to bed. For teaching him that. Go to bed. There you go, good boy. Okay? Then what you would do is, stay in. And so, since this is a soft crate, what I'm going to do, so you see he's not trying to get out. And then I'm just going to, so you would normally do this through the metal on a metal crate. Okay? Then what you can do is tell the dog to stay, gradually open the door, and give him a couple treats, and then invite him out. Because you don't want the dog to come flying out of the crate. It's not safe. Right? Good. It's not safe to have them come flying out of the crate. Good boy. Very, very nice. When I do door etiquette, good. Stay. Stay. Break. Good boy. Okay? So when I do door etiquette, I never let them go flying out the door. I mean, that's sort of stupid. And I do door etiquette with every door I come to. Crate door, front door, back door, car door, crate door in the car. Okay, great. But that's, that'll be another topic for door etiquette. So let me just see if anybody has any questions. Yes, Kelly, he's being a very good demo dog because he's a good boy. Because she did a fabulous job fostering him. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else about crate training. I mean, it's pretty simple. Now, if you have a dog that has had major problems, major issues with the crate, whether they've been left in the crate for too many hours or whatever, that might be a little different. But there's always a solution, in my opinion. No matter what we do, go kennel, go to bed. No matter what the issue is, there's always a solution. And I've been very blessed that all of my dogs have never had a problem with the crate. So this is, if you never had a dog before, this is how you train it. If you have a dog but you haven't really made a big deal about going to the crate, there are some really good reasons for teaching the dog to be safe in their crate. Because, you're in the car. Who wants, you stop short, you're in an accident, you really want your dog to go through the windshield? Not really. So, and I do understand that sometimes you've got like humongous dogs and you don't have a big vehicle, but there's always things that you can put around so the dog doesn't go flying through. And in some states, there actually are restraint laws in effect. New Jersey is one of them. They don't do it, but no more loose dogs in the vehicle. Nose is out the window, in the bed of the flatbed of a truck. I mean, these are not safe. So we love crates. All right. So I will see you next time, probably on Friday. Don't know what the topic's going to be yet. So chime in to ask me any particular question, and then we'll see if we can make a topic out of it. So, but lots of food, no pressure. No don't be in a rush to close the door, and then leave, you have to gradually leave the dog for a few seconds, and then another few seconds, another few seconds, et cetera, et cetera. So let me just see if there's any other questions. Yep, can be used to train stays and start lines. Although, I have to tell you, Kelly, all of my dogs are terrible at start line stays. Bo was terrible. Shadow was pretty good. And these guys I just play agility. I don't really do start line stays, but stays for other things as well. So, okay, I will see you next week or the end of this week.